The Minister of Education is promoting race segregation and apartheid, laying out the platform for a white school only. The government knows that Maori students are diverse, inclusive of culture, the land, and spirit. The government wants to ban this diverse background and identity of Maori and assimilate English upbringing like white students. The unions argue the effect will be the erosion of Māori knowledge and culture in schools, leading to a more assimilated, monocultural system. My comment takes this further, framing that erosion as the active construction of a segregated system. Apartheid South Africa was a state-enforced system of brutal, legalized racial classification, oppression, and physical segregation. To deny Maori children their birthright is denying full citizens with legal and political rights. The changes means Maori no longer have funding for extra activities, as students remind us that they have missed growing up in their culture, language, culture, spirit, land, and so on. The union, it is a legitimate and predictable response from an educational body tasked with upholding the principles of the treaty. They are highlighting what they see as a dangerous shift in policy that could marginalize Māori students and knowledge. Their argument is based on a specific interpretation of the treaty as a living document that should actively shape institutions. My comment captures the profound sense of alarm and betrayal that many Māori and allies feel. I am interpreting the potential outcome of these policies in their most extreme form. While the term apartheid is likely too strong and historically specific, the fear that these policies could lead to a de facto segregation where the culture, language, and history of the indigenous people are systematically excluded from the mainstream education system, is a real and powerful sentiment. It points towards a cultural and intellectual segregation, if not a physical one. Teachers and students, I am likely correct that many teachers and students would not accept the assertion that this is a move towards whites-only schools. Many teachers would see it as a bad policy shift, but not one equivalent to segregation. They would likely frame their opposition in terms of educational best practices, cultural inclusion, and honoring the treaty, rather than in the language of apartheid. Students' reactions would be diverse and shaped by their own backgrounds and what they are taught. Conclusion. The first 3 paragraphs present a policy critique focused on the erosion of Māori rights in education, arguing from a standpoint of equity and the treaty partnership. My reply presents an emotional and political interpretation of where those policies could ultimately lead, using the most potent language available to express the perceived existential threat to Māori identity within the state system. While the specific terms apartheid and whites-only schools may be seen as inflammatory and not a literal description of the government's policy, they are a stark reflection of the deep fear that the cumulative effect of these changes is the creation of an education system that privileges one culture over another to the point of exclusion. The heart of the disagreement lies in whether one sees these changes as removing divisive ideology or laying the groundwork for cultural segregation.